Hey, so if you're here, this is definitely for you because this isn't really being shown to anybody. But we're gonna have a talk here. Or I'm gonna talk to you. You can listen, you can look away, you can do whatever you want. But if you're here, again, this is for you. This one comes into mind for people who watch a lot of tarot or interact with divination a lot or just watch maybe tarot readings maybe every day or multiple times a week, right? I'm here to tell you that what you're seeking, you're not going to find with your regular reader. And when I say your regular reader, I mean the people that you've normally been encountering. And I'm telling you this because I've been in your shoes. I'm a reader myself. I have my cards here, and we'll get to that in a moment, but there's something I really need you to understand, and it's that what you're seeking is nourishment. You want to interact with the divine. You want to interact with something magical. You want to have a synchronistic encounter, and that's beautiful. That's amazing. That's exactly what you should be doing. You're a human being. You're alive, so that makes sense. But when you're watching divination every day, maybe you're there just to hang out with the person who's reading, because hey man, I do that too, and I don't always necessarily resonate with their messages, but I love the personality of the person who is who's giving the message, who is reading. But I know that I shouldn't be taking what they're saying into account, into factor, right? Sometimes I just can't even deal with the energy that they're dishing out altogether, so I have to leave it alone. And that's happened to me multiple times. And if you hear, that's probably happened to you as well. I'm here to tell you and here to remind you that you have the ability to do what you're watching them do. You can divine. You are divine. You can divine. It isn't bad. It isn't negative. It isn't evil. And if you think it is, then you haven't done any research. But something tells me, in fact, I know, that if you're here and you found this, it's because you're ready to take the next step. You're ready to go beyond the surface level, okay? Because the amount of tarot and the amount of divination you watch, you're damn near a reader yourself. In fact, you are. You have an intuition. Everybody does. And you've slowly been strengthening yours. You ever notice how you already know what resonates when you're watching a tarot reading? You know what the correct answer is. If something pops up and you're like, that's not my energy, you know what the energy is. You can discern it for yourself. These tarot cards, these are just tools. The answer is within you. It always has been, and it always will be. But when you're at a point where you're just watching tarot every day and you're kind of consuming all of that messages and all that energy, it's not good for you, babe. What you're seeking is nourishment. What you're seeking is knowledge. What you're seeking is an interaction with the divine. And you can get that. For me, not from me, for me. For me, when I found myself in those spaces, what I realized what I was seeking was, like I said, knowledge, nourishment. And I found that in books that I'm sure you've heard titles of already, like The Artist's Way, Laws of Power. What was it, 48 Laws of Power? For me, it was really The Women Who Run with the Wolves. That these are books that you can go back to time and time again and take pieces of and understand and gain knowledge, and also by living. All right? I love you and I want you to advance. And especially for those of you who are encountering messages where it's like, oh, this person's doing magic, oh, this person's throwing that, this person's coming, that you got haters doing this. Baby, it's always gonna be that. You can get that message every single fucking day for the rest of your life if you wanted to. You really could. And there are readers who will do that for you. I'm not one of them, okay? You can be one of them, or you can move on from that level. Because, yeah, you can pay attention to what's down there, but what's going on in here, okay? That's what you need to be paying attention to. Your body. You have a body, you have a self, you have a mind, and these things are the greatest tools. Your hands are the greatest tools you have ever been given. Use them, okay? Because when you're sitting there and you're watching readers who are just saying, oh, this person's got negative energy, or this person's throwing that to you, or these people are doing magic, or whatever the fuck, that's what you're sitting there paying attention to. We call it paying attention for a reason, because your attention is one of the most valuable things that you have. Why would you want to pay your attention towards what the next hater is doing? Baby, when you're growing and you're glowing, that's what they're supposed to do. There's always going to be that. That message will always resonate for somebody. That message will always be true. But what's true about your heart? What's really going on with you? What do you need to know to go forward, to see beyond, to dispel illusions? Because I promise you, it's not that some hating bitch is throwing magic or negative energy towards you. It's never going to be that. Okay? Okay. I'm glad we got that out the way. Because this is the language that you understand, this is the language that we're going to start with, okay? But I need you to understand that my gifts and your gifts go way beyond a deck of cards, okay? Way, way, way beyond a deck of cards, okay? So much more than that. Temperance. Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara, one of the most patient, kind, and loving beings that has ever been created. This is temperance. This is patience. This is peace. This one, I want to say, has 1,001 faces, and only maybe one of them is of anger. It takes a lot to push you past that. Good. It takes a lot to push you there. This is why they're so powerful, because they are patient, they are kind, they are slow to react, quick to respond, slow to react, okay? There's stimulus, okay, cause, effect, okay? So you have your stimulus, a cause, and your effect could either be instantaneous as a reaction, or you can take that moment, those 3 seconds, and breathe and choose to respond, okay? Sitting with yourself, sitting with your mind, discovering who you really are. I'm hearing like something you don't even know what you want. But that's not who I'm here to talk to, is it? No, I'm here to talk to you, High Priestess. So you've been denying your gifts. You've been denying your specialty. You've been hoarding it, and then you're confused as to why you aren't experiencing the world as you desire to experience it, because you aren't being yourself. Knight of Swords. This is that quick moving energy, that thought, yeah, and Light of Coins, yeah, when you're quick to think, slow to act. Feeling left out in the cold, feeling lost, dazed, confused. No, baby. That's not the way. That's not the way. You don't need to focus on betrayal and the things. Of course people have fucked you over. Of course people would. What was that next day? When you on top, niggas gonna hate on you. That's what they're supposed to do. I don't know how to lose. In the great words of Slim Jim, okay? Bring out the Brinkstrap, okay? Bring out the Brinkstrap of your gifts, your abilities, okay? This isn't a time to be focusing on loss or combativeness or being left out. Whoever you're feeling left out from, like, I don't even want to talk about this. That's what I'm saying. It's not about that. It's about you. Look how many things you have in your hands. Look how much is available to you. If you just gave yourself the time to pay attention to yourself. Of course you've been betrayed, my love. Of course you've been hurt and left out in the cold. Of course people have come up against you. You're shining, because what happens when you're here, when you're sitting peacefully, and you have time, when you give yourself time to think, everything changes. Yeah, literally, everything changes. Ball's in your court. That inner peace, that taking your power back, that stillness has all of the potential that you are looking for, has all of the magic that you are looking to bring down into this earth. The devil, yeah. Landed on the 5 of coins. This obsession over betrayal, over combativeness. Look who came back out. High priestess, literally, in the reverse. Devil upright? That's not what it is. It's never this. Okay? Baby, this landing on the 5 of coins. This is trying to keep you obsessed with loss, with lack, with combativeness. This is what keeps you in that lower vibration. In this story, Boatata literally eats the eyes because that's what's glowing in the dark. A heavy rain fell over the forest for years and years and years and flooded the place. And he would go around and just eat the eyes of the beings that were dead or hiding. And grew so glow, so fight that it set the forest alight. Its own gluttony became its own downfall. But you know that already. You know, on some level, you know this, which is why you're here. You know that this is not what you need to be paying attention to. I know it's scary to sit with yourself. I know it's scary to go through your thoughts. I know it's scary to feel your feelings. But I promise you are the greatest company that you could ask for. You are the greatest friend that there could ever be. This is you. Sitting pretty, wise, knowledgeable, helpful, discerning. It's time to turn yourself on. It's time to set yourself free. Please, wake up. I love you.